Happy lunch hour, gang. Okay, here we are. We're 2 weeks from the election, 2 weeks from today. A lot of us have already voted. I mean, there's millions of people that have voted. Got an email from one of y'all this morning about them being in Knox County, okay, where Knoxville is, and the line was over an hour long, and the poll workers were saying it's been there like that ever since voting opened. Means people are showing up. It's good. Then, of course, you get the infamous secretaries of state in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia that have all told us that we're not going to have results on election day. Interesting. Real convenient that they're not going to be able to tabulate the results in their swing states, but other states, as Tim Burchett put it, like backwards Tennessee, we can do it. Why is it that Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia can't get the ballots counted? Oh, maybe because they need to figure out how to create new ones that say Kamala Harris won, right? Okay. You got the whole story on Dominion, the company that makes the completely crooked, corrupt voting machines, threatening to sue anybody who questions the integrity of their technology. I think that would be the entire country. You're going to spend a lot of time in court, guys, because there ain't nobody that trusts your machines. That's why a lot of states, say Florida, Ron DeSantis has come out and said, we ain't using them, period. Okay. You have proof all over the place of people posting their pictures and their videos of them pushing the Trump button and then the printout on the machine says Kamala Harris. But no, their machines are good. Okay. It's just kind of ridiculous that the most technologically advanced country in the world, the United States, argue with me, go ahead, pretty much everything technology-wise was invented here, can't figure out how to run an election and count the votes on the same day. I mean, third world countries can do it, but we can't. Why can't we? Because then we can't fix the results, guys. Simply put, again, it doesn't matter who you vote for, it's who counts the votes. We all know that phrase. But my question that I want to pose to you is this. Are you able to think for yourself? Can you make decisions? Because the Democrats don't believe you have that ability. Go back a few years if you remember Barack Obama giving a speech and telling everybody in this speech that the American people are too stupid to make decisions for themselves and that the government needs to make the decisions for them. I'm sorry, Barry, you're too stupid to make decisions for yourself. I'll be damned if you're going to let me or if I'm going to let you make decisions for me. Okay. Everything you, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton touches turns to shit. Please tell me one success the Democrats have had in the last 35 years. You can't, because there aren't any. Okay. What are you going to tell me about the ACA? That great success you had? Wonderful. Everybody's insurance went up 5 times and their deductibles went up 10, but hey, we got more people insured, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. That the rest of us get to pay for. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. But let's take a look at some of this in our current campaign, if you will. Okay. Here's a good clip from Tim Walz just the other day, telling the public that we need permission from somebody for who to vote for. That, they're looking for permission to move away from MAGA. I don't need your permission for anything, Tim. You're an utter freaking moron, okay? simply put, not going to listen to you. But here it is from his own words.
It's a lot of those folks that are trying to find permission to get off the mega stuff and move over. So they're still listening.
So now let's take a look at more Tim Walz greatest hits. The unions, right? Apparently Tim Walz still on the same track. The unions, the people aren't smart enough to vote for themselves. That the regular union members are voting for Trump, and that the bosses aren't strong enough to tell them, vote for Kamala Harris or else. But here it is in his own words. You can watch this one.
Healthcare there. So,
but that is the cognitive dissonance that I don't quite understand. So you're talking about
some of those leaders did not show
unions.
the courage they needed to.
Right.
The vast majority of union leaders showed the courage of backing down.
Okay. Let's do one other Tim Walz greatest hit. You know all the banter from the Kamala Harris campaign about Trump is avoiding interviews, Trump's too tired, Trump's too fatigued, he can't do anything, because could never make those comments about Joe Biden, who would call a lid on his day at 11 o'clock in the morning after getting up at 10. Okay, sorry, we're not doing anything today. Here's Tim Walz's comment on being tired.
Look, I know many people of you say I'm tired of this. Trust me, I am too. We're fatigued. We're fatigued from it.
Okay, so more projectionism. Tim and Kamala are fatigued. They're tired. They've been campaigning for 2 months. 2 months, that's it. And they're worn out. Where Trump's doing a couple of rallies a day. Oh, he went to the L. Smith dinner. Oh, he was down in Asheville the other day. I mean, he's bouncing around the country on Trump Force One like a freaking Super Bowl. It's doing, 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 and he's making stops. Kamala Harris is like, I don't think I can show up to this one. I'm going to go give a rally in Detroit. I'm going to speak for 6 minutes. Yeah, Tim, we know who's too fatigued, who's too tired, who's too flipping lazy to do the work. But we could trail this on over to his boss, of course, or his wannabe boss. So Kamala Harris did a town hall, where you sit in front of the general public and the general public says what's on their mind, right? And so Maria Shriver, remember her, used to be married to Arnold, was the one moderating the town hall. This wasn't an interview, wasn't a press conference. God knows Kamala couldn't do a press conference. She's something like 92 days now without a press conference. So they do a town hall. They bring in a bunch of people, inevitably, bust in Kamala Harris supporters. And this is what Maria Shriver says.
You're not, unfortunately. We have some predetermined questions, and hopefully I'll be able to ask some of the questions that might be in your head. I hope so.
Yup. We're not taking any questions from the audience. We have a whole list of pre-scripted questions, and Kamala Harris has a list of pre-scripted answers so that she doesn't come off looking like a fool again, because God knows this woman can't think on her feet. So basically what the Democrats have told us in the last 48 hours is they don't care what we think. We should just do whatever they tell us to, and if we don't, we're just too stupid to know what's best for us. Oh, and we don't even want to have to put in any effort to convince you that we're what's right for the country. You should just take our word for it and believe us. Haven't you been listening to the mainstream media? They've been telling you for years that I walk on water. This is the problem we have. This witch and this pedophile that's her running mate need to be kicked out of politics forever. In 2 weeks, probably add a couple of days because of the lazy secretaries of state, we can kick them into the dustbin of history and hopefully never have to hear the name Kamala Harris again. At least that's what I'm hoping for.